My name is Abdul Salam Kako. I go by Salam Kako. I was born in northern Iraq in the Kurdish region of Shaklawa. Came here to the United States pretty early on in my life, so America's been home for me as long as I remember. I went to the Naval Academy, class of 2015. I was a surface warfare officer. I did 5 deployments in my first 4 years, so I have a lot of experience out to sea. My last duty station was in Hawaii in Pearl Harbor, and I went to the August conference. One of my best friends had gone through it, and I trusted his word. I saw him in a very successful position, and I listened to a bunch of podcasts. And you hear these very talented people doing incredible things all across the country, and in some cases across the world, as they take on more responsibility. So from the job perspective, I knew it was going to be there. Now, from the timing perspective, yeah, it was tough because you kind of ramp up your studying, and you brought up, it was 3 of them where I thought I was going to do, and then I kept rolling into the next conference and roll into the next conference. So it was a little challenging because you want to ramp up your studying as much as possible right before the conference. And then as I would approach, I'd ramp up and then have to dial back down, ramp up and then dial back down. I struggled really for a while to talk about myself and my accomplishments and what I did. So over that time, like, yes, I kept shifting conferences, but what it gave me was time to really start practicing, just being, sharing my experiences to people, and sharing it in a way that anyone could understand. So I started sharing my experiences with my friends and my family, and that allowed me to really be prepared. Now, the final thing, when I finally knew that the conference was going to happen, I was going to make the August conference. I had a phenomenal study group. I know this is like beating a drum that's been beat many times, but the group that I had, we met twice a week. We were very honest with each other. And sometimes, if you're not ready for that, it may come off as like, man, these people are being really critical and kind of mean. But the reality is, you need that. And I was very appreciative of that. Something specifically that I did is that I think it's easy to look at all that you have to read and all that you have to study and start feeling that you have to be this almost a robot and maybe scripted too much to start answering these questions. You just kind of have them ready. And I almost think that's not the right approach. It's unnatural. And so when you start to do that in interviews, people pick up on it right away that we're not really seeing the real Salam. We're seeing the scripted Salam. Just have a framework of an answer and not necessarily the answer that you're going to give every time. Because what I saw in my interviews, I had 10 of them, is that I was giving the same answer in a different way each time because I had to mold it for the different roles. So one specific piece of advice that I would give is to just have a framework of an answer and not to rotely memorize it, because I think that is going to set you up more for failure than success.